wheels come off Blackburn Rovers after they suffer back-to-back games without scoring a goal. I'll tell you what went down over in Wales next. Let's give another match review, looking back at Blackburn Rovers' latest match out in the Championship down in Wales, as of course we lost to Swansea City, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button to keep banging today with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, world football related. We're going to know here, boys. Under one Rooski, of course, yes. A tough pill to swallow, as of course Rovers make it back-to-back games without scoring a goal, and of course suffer another defeat to make it just 1-4 right now, I think. I will look at all of it in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs there, the Patreons, guys. But anyway, enough jibber jabber. Let's jump in the deep end. Of course, rip the band-aid right off. It is, of course, Rovers. They went down to Swansea and they lost. Goodness gracious me, 1-0 it was in the end. Michael Obafemi on the score sheet. Of course, it had to be him. It had to bloody be him, didn't it? Goodness, I'm angry. I'm angry at the fact he hasn't scored a goal all bloody season. If he has, I don't even know about it, but he scored here against Blackburn Rovers. Shit show FC, that's what we were today. We must be that shit if he could score. No disrespect to him, but he hasn't been scoring goals. He stepped up today. Rovers a bit of a shambles at the back, and I'm gonna point the finger of blame at Zifuk here. I think he was at fault for it. Calamity at the back. But again, I say I point the finger of blame at Zifuk, but he was playing, to be honest with you, in a position I don't even, I wasn't expecting to be him to arrive here. Yes, he's supposed to be can play left back, full back, but for me, he looked way out of place today. And we've seen a bit of a weird strategy over the past few days for Blackburn Rovers with just not getting it right in the fullback positions. Of course, the centre backs still look like a dream made in heaven, and I wish we could keep this trio together for another season, because I think we could go very, very far. And of course, right here, right now, this does hurt. It hurts bad, and it actually has been softened by the blow that we were pretty much the only team playing this weekend in the Championship. So those guys breathing down the necks can't take full advantage of it. So we'll remain in second spot, of course, from this result. But 1-0 it was. Obafemi with the goal. And look at that. Look at that hair-raising stat in there. 53rd minute, Ryan Manning was sent off early in second half. We had pretty much a whole 45 to play against 10 men. Could we take advantage? Could we bollocks? Could we shite? We were toothless FC up top. And beggars belief as to what the recruitment guys were thinking that we had enough in the tank moving forward in the season to let Butterworth go. I think McBride went as well. Diaz barely fit. He's come back jet lagged, of course. Gallagher busted face. We're pinning our hopes on Zifuk up top, or Giles, or Ryan Edges. No disrespect to any of those guys. They are new. And of course, if we had a striker, aka Rice Healy coming in, it's going to take a bit of a bedding in time. But if we're pinning our hopes, if Diaz and Gallagher are out, Kadra, of course, not fully fit, Dolan, of course, not fit, we are light in numbers up top. We are super duper light in numbers going forward. And it was a pure as day to see that today. We failed to take any chances. We did create chances, as you can see, 17 shots for them. That was the shots that we had. There was still a lot of opportunity created by Ryan Giles. I thought Ryan Giles was immense down that left-hand side. A lot of delivery, a lot of action, a lot of possibilities, and the future is bright for the season down that left-hand side. But up top, golly, we needed a striker today, and our only striker was on the bench. And fair, it is the right move long term. We don't want to rush Diaz back. We don't want to push him in a hamstring, because if he was to start the full 90, we might have won this game. We might, or at least got something out of this game. But if we had lost him, and we have to do the rest of the season with Gallagher, no disrespect, Kadra, no disrespect, as our strikers, then kiss goodbye. So it might be, when you think about it, sit down long and hard about it, this guy taking a bit of a break, of course, saving himself hopefully for Wednesday, because we do need a response on Wednesday, of course. Anyway, let's dive into the numbers here, of course. Yes, 17 shots, 10 of them off target, though. That's quite crippling. Of course, more shots off target than they were on target. Just one save from Kaminski. They had one shot. They had 4 shots, Swansea. One of them off target. Only one save for Kaminski. 13 corners. We should be doing much better than that. You got to give Swansea the benefit of the doubt. When they went down to 10 men, they defended like warriors, of course. No, all the blocks, all the crosses were blocked. They made it very, very hard work for Rovers. That was a study guide to see how to respond when you're down to 10 men. They made it so difficult for Rovers to break it down, and unfortunately, we couldn't create the chance. We had 2 or 3 really good chances towards the back end of the game. Darrell Lennon, of course, he ain't renowned for his scoring goals, especially on the ground. Had 2 glaring, obvious chances. Buckaroo had a chance as well first half. We probably could have won this 4-5-1, to be honest with you. But guess what? The number at the top of the box there, that's what's all that matters at the end of it. 1-0 Swansea as well. Let's take a look at the numbers in a bit more detail then, shall we? Of course, we'll break it down. It's all blue. It's all bloody blue. Even possession is blue. And of course, Swansea are supposed to be the possession-based side. But of course, changed because of the fact they lost a man. And of course, they were parking the bus a little bit. So, crosses. Let's have a look at the crosses. 49 crosses were made from Blackburn, just shy of 50. Only 11, though, reached their intended target. That's a worrying stat there, of course. If they were all on the money, then of course we could be celebrating here quite comfortably in the end. Aerial duels won, of course, by Rovers. It was just a poor day at the office. And Swansea City, who are an awkward team, of course, they are in transition. They're going to be probably a real team to watch out for next season, especially if they stick by with Russell Martin and, of course, his mentality. I think it could be a defining moment for them next season. So bear in mind, they picked up the 3 points, good result for them, and just a terrible day at the office for Rovers. Take a look at this. Here we go. Look at the first half stats. They're possession based. Oh, Swansea 67% first half, just 2 shots, 1 shot on target, and guess what? 1 in the back of the net. As the Rovers, 6 shots, 2 of them on target, 4 of them off target. Big chances missed. We hit the woodwork as well. Counter attack. There's a lot to read here, a lot to digest, and a lot to take in to say, you know what, we were a little bit unlucky. We're a little bit unlucky against Hull. We're a little bit unlucky against Swansea. Is our luck running out? You know what I mean? Have we been outplayed today? No, we've not been outplayed. They got lucky. They took their chance. They ran with it. Same with Hull City. I think we were the better side overall against Hull City, but the ref was against us that day. Hull got 2 bits of golden luck for them as well. We have played some really dodgy games. Cardiff, not so great. Barnsley, not so great, and got away with wins. So it is, of course, a revolving door. We just got... I know, I'm upset. It's still fresh. We are looking at, what, 2 hours, 3 hours since the final whistle. Still fresh in the day, and still hurt, and it does sting a little bit. But we've got to bounce back. We've got to stick together and, of course, bounce back. And hopefully, the next match, we have more attacking presence on the pitch. And, of course, hopefully we can rock a very, very talented Nottingham Forest. So, of course, play a game later than us. Will be a game heavier. Maybe it'll get dragged into extra time. Maybe we could take advantage of that as well. That's the stuff we've got to look for. Second half, look, all blue. All blue. It's a sea of blue. And, again, the only thing that was missing was the goal. We had 11 shots, 2 of them on target, 6 off target. 13 corners. Poor, again... Mix up the repertoire a little bit on the corners. 13 corners, you can mix it up a little bit. Maybe, and I dare I say it, I don't like them when they were the go-to last year. Mix up, maybe throw a short corner in or something, or go low, or go wide. You know, mix it up a bit. Not all the same old. If it's not working about the first 4 or 8 times, maybe mix it up a little bit. Go wide, go long, go different. Just do something different. If you're peppering the goal with the corners and you're not seeing anything, you got to change it up a little bit. Let's take a look at, of course, starting 11s then, shall we? Of course, with Swansea, of course, Andy Bloody Fisher. That also stings a little bit. Keeper brought in from, is it a substitute? He wasn't a substitute, was he? Debut. Was he making his debut? I think that's what that little symbol means. Making his debut. Or he was subbed later on. I don't know. We'll elaborate on that in a minute. Was he subbed? No, I don't know. I don't know what the heck that's all about. Anyway, Andy Fisher, ex-Rovers Academy product, was sold to MK Dons under Russell Martin, played under Russell Martin. He saw something in him that he wants to bring into Swansea, so guess what? He's there. And, of course, he kept a clean sheet, so... Take a piss and bow, Andy Fisher. Ben Cabango at the back, Brian Manning and Flynn Downs at the back. Matty Grimes, Christie, Wolves, Nitcham, Matson, Perot and Obafemi. Hans Wolf, to be honest with you, I didn't even know he was there. I didn't even know he was bloody there. In fact, I didn't even know whether a lot of these guys weren't there. The guys that kind of made the difference was Nitcham. I thought he was pretty decent. Perot again, awkward. Obafemi with the goal. Christie was a phenomenon on the right-hand side, blocking. Matt Grimes doing a lot of donkey work. Ryan Manning's on the other end. But, yeah, didn't even know Hans Wolf was there. He had a bloody... ghost of a game. Here we go then. Bennett coming on. Lapatopatadere also coming on. And Corey Smith, who I thought was a babyface assassin. He's 31 years old. So Rovers, of course, this is it. This is our lineup. This is how we played. A bit weird. We had Kaminsky between 6. Scotty Wharton, Van Heck, Glenn Hunt. Still They are good. They are good. Not at fault for the goal, I don't think. And again, they're still playing for each other, still playing for the badge, and still playing in sync. There's no need to change that 3 or the goalkeeper at all from this game. They were fine. Meanwhile, let's take a look at, of course, Travis Rothwell. Yeah, fine in there. Rothwell started to grow in the game a little bit more. He had a couple of little bits of play in the first half, which didn't really work out. Second half, much more involved and a key part. Naimi on the right. Yeah, fantastic. Zifouk on the left. It's wrong. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit him at the moment. Or maybe he just needs a bit more confidence on the left-hand side. Right-hand side, I think, says baby. He just looked like a right out of thing. And the problem is, well, there is no problem. I just don't know what the heck he's doing in there in the first place. I thought Giles was going to be at left-back. You know, I'd rather have Rankin Costello on to me if we're gonna start putting people in weird spots. Zifouk at left fullback or wing back or whatever they want to call it. It just didn't look right. It felt right. Get Giles in there. He was phenomenal. Again, a lot of outlay within Hedges. He had a debut to forget really. A bit boring, wasn't he? He was a bit boring. Wasn't getting involved again. And I know there's a player in there, and I'm excited to have him with us. But nothing there. Buckley was involved, got a yellow card as well. So hopefully, I don't know if he's going to be banned or not for reaching a tally on that one. We saw Costello, we saw Cadra, and we saw Diaz, but too little, too late in all 3 of that departments. Let's take a look, of course, at some match ratings then, shall we? They give the man of the match to... Lewis Charles got 7.3. Fisher got 7.8. Yes, he was peppered. Ben Kabanga was 7.7. Rovers was 7.5 for Scotty Wharton. He was good at the back there. Ryan Gills with a 7.8. He shades it. Look, he's just shy of getting man of the match. So yeah, a stellar performance from Ryan Gills. And again, I don't know where they looked like they were overlapping the full-backs, Hedges, Zifouk, and Nyambe. Nyambe was one of the furthest men forward at one stage throughout the game. Let's take a look at the shot grid then, shall we? Of course, what we got here, we got Swansea with the blue. Swansea with the orange. How bad is that? How bad is that? 2 in the box, 1 outside the box, and this long-range sucker that didn't had no joy. Of course, and this was the goal, I believe. This was the goal right here. And that came, of course, from Obafemi Martins. As for Rovers, peppered them. We absolutely peppered them. Buckley with 3 shots, 4 from Wharton, Lennon with 4. And that's also quite criminal. When your centre-backs are outperforming your midfielders for shots, come on, boys. Come on, boys. Even Diaz had nothing. Cadra had nothing. You know, Hedges had 1, Giles had 1. You guys you're getting outnumbered here by your centre-backs. That's quite criminal, in all honesty. But again, a lot of them probably came from corners and stuff like that. But ultimately, not good enough. That's just a little bit of take of what I thought. What about the gaffer? Here's Tony Murray with his thoughts and opinions about the game and more. Tony, take it away.
Missed opportunities. I think the game went until the sending off. The game went as we thought. I think we created chances on the back of their possession. I think it was a really disappointing goal. We don't lose goals like that generally. I think it was a good goal from their perspective, putting a diagonal ball into the box. I think the goalkeeper should have took a higher start and braver position. I think we should have defended it better, and we have done. We've had a lot of clean sheets, and so they're very frustrated and disappointed with the goal we lost. And yet, I don't think that's necessarily the story of the game. I think after the sending off, the team. Only difficult to break down the deep block, and we hadn't really prepared for a deep block. We'd prepared for Swansea, who keep the ball off you and put lots of men in front of the ball and try and play through your lines. So the game changed, and it felt as if we had a very young team out there tonight. The naivety of not knowing how to break down that deep block, really, and yet we did create chances. Lenihan should have scored it pretty close to the end. He had like Buckley's first half chance, really. He had almost an open goal that he should have put the ball in the net, and it wasn't to be. It appeared, it felt a little bit like that, really, as if it wasn't going to be our night. We just got to be a bit more clinical when the chances come, and they did come tonight. We should have scored a few goals in the first half, but we didn't. And then it became difficult against a deep block of players who weren't trying to score a goal. They were trying to keep 1-0 lead, and that's tough. But, I don't know how many corners, how many efforts we had, but credit to them, good luck to them. They fought really hard, and they showed they were playing really with intensity for their manager and their team.
And you did push forward trying to get that equaliser, and some of the chances maybe fell for players who aren't necessarily the first options in terms of finishing chances. Darrell Lenihan had a couple of really good opportunities as well.
Right, but that's football. You know, you've got to get men in the box. We were playing against a team, as I said, that weren't really even trying to break away and score another goal. They were just trying to defend. And so we changed the back five. We took off some defenders, pushed Lenihan high. I felt as if that's the naivety of the team. We should have been getting the ball out to Giles a lot more, and Lenihan should have been arriving back stick on the crosses, really, as a centre half attacking the ball in the box, because it was almost like a crossing and finishing session at the end. Just they were a bit naive, you know, young players making poor decisions of when to go through the middle and when to get it out wide and get in the box. That was all. But I have to say, as I say to them every week, really, they're a brilliant bunch of lads. They work their socks off. They're devastated in there, but their shirts are all wringing wet with sweat, and they've worked really, really hard to try and get a result. And we never managed it. And as I say, credit to Swansea for digging in deep. But it's not about the games that we lose. You know, if we've got 16 games left, we have to win half of them, and we can, and that will undoubtedly cement a playoff place, and hopefully we can win more than that and see how the rest do. But it's about the games we win, not the games we lose.
Meanwhile, what's been going on social media then? Shall we kick it off with Lewis Hartley? We like a bit of that. Realistically, we have been poor the past 5 games, even though we have picked up a win here and there. The performances are just up to scratch, and these upcoming fixtures are going to be very tough. The players are going to have to step up. Yes, indeed. Matt Roberts says, if Giles scores, he better do the... Yeah, whatever. Daniel Slater, one of the new Avengers, not defending that side. That was pathetic. Where has the energy gone? Indeed, where has the energy gone? Mike Delap said, didn't make the man advantage count enough. Giles was not has a nice delivery on him, but not enough conviction shown to get on. In the end of it, Kadra Buckley had real off nights, and even when the chances popped up, they were snatched at. Food for thought ahead of a tough run. Shaw Fox, aka Rover America, said poor performance, poor result. The sending off ended up hurting us. 5-2-3 doesn't work for us. Wharton and Buckley usually poor tonight, unusually poor tonight. Lennon should have had 2 or 3 but get 0. Sky Sports curse returns. Oh well, we move forward. Bring on Forest, also on Sky Sports. The one who do said, well, that was embarrassing. What an awful showing from Rovers. Liam Livingston also, what is it with that about Sky Sports games in February? How have we lost that game? Emma said, we had more than enough chances to make the game out. So frustrating. We needed to be winning these games, especially against 10 men. Disappointed. Jamie Thomas Amos said, not going to win every game, create plenty of chances, and both Giles and Hedges so promise. Just at the end of the day, chances weren't taken, and let's be honest, did at all fall to the folks we'd have wanted them to. Not worried, let's bounce back again. Not worried, just bounce back against Forest. It's going to be a tricky one, that one. God, that was frustrating. Now to be concerned about. Giles is a great talent. Big game Wednesday, we'll bounce back. Bella said, possibly our fault. Our kid's fault this. Our kid is sorry. There was a little bit of interchange. I'm really sorry. Did you watch that? Is this your fault? Yes, I'm really sorry. Wednesday, you're barred, basically. You must be a bit of a jinx. There you go. If you needed anything, here you go. Can we see that? No, we can't. You're going to have to look at it just like that. It's bloody Michael Salgado, of course, extra, was surrounded by a load of puppies. That's going to have to put a bit of smile on your face, hasn't it? We love a bit of Salgado, one of the best right backs in the world of football, and he was once a Blackburn Rovers player. Okay, what I did get to show you was, of course, the heat maps. Of course, here is Swansea, of course, pegged back in their own half for the vast majority of the game. Rovers seeing a lot of the ball, unusually for them, but unfortunately not creating enough. Come down the left-hand side a fair bit as well. A lot of this hot pocket right here of possession, but ultimately couldn't find the back of the net today. Just 6 games across the Championship over the course of the last few days since Wednesday. Huddersfield picked up a win over Derby. Of course, Barnsley did lose to Cardiff. Big win for Cardiff there. Birmingham lost to Sheffield United. That was, of course, on Friday. Blackpool 3-1 winners over Bristol City. Big win for Blackpool. Of course, Hull City, the wheels have come off there with a new one. And, of course, Swansea City 1-0 up. They did beat us here at Wales. Of course, we still sit second, but, of course, play 2 games more. We still have the points at the board. Of course, they've still got to get their games won, of course, if they're going to get themselves up there. But food for thought, guys. Food for bloody thought. We could end up being 4th when, of course, all level pegging. And, of course, once the games come around where we have to take on the likes of Bournemouth, QPR, West Brom, of course, not far away. We've got to get results and to kind of put dent their hopes as well. But of course, Swansea big movers up to 16th for them as well. Looking forward to midweek action. Coventry take on Blackpool, Derby County take on Hull City, Luton Town take on Barnsley, Stoke City take on Swansea, of course, at the Bet365. Fulham will take on Millwall. That's never going to be easy. Sheffield United against West Brom. They'll take points off of each other, I'm sure. That one. Cardiff against Peterborough. We don't care about that one. Preston hopefully will get a result against Huddersfield. Bristol City gets running, not too fussed about that. Bournemouth against Birmingham. Probably a Bournemouth win on that one. That's when they'll go top. And QPR take on Middlesbrough. And of course, hopefully, Borough Borough do us a solid on that one. A better game of the day will be at Ewood Park, taking on Forest on Wednesday. All eyes on that one. Of course, I'll be back hopefully for a watch along for that one. So make sure you check it out. But that, my friends, is what I've got for you. Be sure to give the video some love and smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Check out the links down below. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Twitch, I'm on Facebook, also on Patreon. And also, if you are a football fan, whether it's Swansea, whether it's Wales, whether it's something else, if you are a budding person trying to get into content creation, get in touch with me down below in the comment section. We could become best mates for life. I'm trying to expand the Roverseas new group of boys here to try and, of course, include international football, maybe fans of another league. If you're interested in maybe La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, all that kind of stuff, Premier League, League One, League Two, whatever, National League. If you're any one of those fans and you want to make some videos, come let me know down below. All better still, follow me on Twitter, fist pump me that way, and I'll see you on the other end. But until then, guys, I'll see you soon for the next one. Until then, we're done right here.